Hey, how are you? My name is Fakadu Kananisa. I am glad to teach you today the online teaching methods. The online teaching methods course is one of the beginning courses for entry-level students at all level in master's and bachelor's degree program, as well as it's designed for faculty members, which is intended to make them familiar with the general nature and the technical skills they require to develop courses or to teach throughout the course. Ministry of Education has already put regulations which enforces every teacher or professor or course designer who is involving in online learning teaching process or in designing the process in making courses. Everyone has to be certified after taking the courses of online teaching methodology. So that's why this course is designed. So the first section of the course, as you have seen, is online teaching methods, and these have several parts. And let me introduce you some of the parts as well. The first one is online learning. The second one is learning management system. The third one is instructional design and exploring Moodle interface, as well as creating resources. And finally, we have creating activities and resources. So let's begin with the first one, the online learning or online teaching and learning process. Let's begin with the background. When you start from the background, online learning or e-learning is a learning which utilizes electronic technologies through internet to access educational curriculum outside of a traditional classroom. That is the very concept of online learning. So online learning, as you can see, is very, very challenging, extremely challenging, because it demands several skills and knowledge sets to design the courses so that it will be ready for students to be learned and at the same time to be interesting to learn. You can imagine online learning takes place while the teacher is absent. The teacher or the professor has to design the courses ahead of time and put it on the system. Students will go and access the course at any time of which is their convenience. It might be day or night. So the time students take the course is different from the time the teacher has designed. Because of this nature, it is really extremely challenging, and there is a lot of effort which should be exerted in the development of the curriculum. However, once online learning is designed, it's extremely rewarding. And also you can design courses from simple certification courses, which takes like half an hour, to bachelor's degrees or master's degree or PhD degree programs as well. So you can imagine recently, millions of students are already involving in online learning, especially in Europe and United States. The rate is very increasing. You can see the figures around here. And many of the students are recently youngsters, or young men and women are very much fond of online learning, as according to the research which has been carried out by Arizona State University around 2018. So you can see the figures. About 5.8 million students are already enrolled. About them, 75% of them undergraduate students and are of the age of 25 or above, and 90% of them love online learning. So let us see the other section, which is the history of online learning. The history of online learning, as you can see, is rooted back to the development of distance education. Distance education has developed for the first time in 1840. In 1840 in England, and the person who has introduced distance education is called Pittman, and this guy is known to start the process of or the mode of distance learning by sending his students a mail as a kind of correspondence. So after he sends them the students, he was asking them to do their assignments and send him back. So by this way, he started teaching and learning process through distance 4. After him, several other well-known educations in Europe and the United States have followed his footsteps, and they continue to deliver a correspondence learning, which is known as distance learning. And after the start of distance learning in the form of correspondence, it has passed through several stages, including the radio education and television stage, and finally the CBT. CBT is computerized based training, which is also another form of distance education. It is closer to online learning, but it's different from online learning in that computerized computer-based training is basically uh, delivered through computers, but there is no need of internet connection. It's not online, it's usually offline. The teacher or the institution has to send them CDs or DVDs with educational materials, including the videos, exercises, and the students has to play the DVDs or CD-ROMs and do their exercises, their assignments, or the study, and they can also access the materials they need for online learning with that kind of technology. This is called CBT. And the CBT is considered as a bridge to from the traditional distance learning to the online learning. So technically, online learning or online courses started around 1994, and the introduction of MOOCs is also another important factor which changes the education landscape of online learning. MOOCs is a kind of online learning initiative which is started by Harvard University and MIT, and after they have started putting thousands of courses in a system where everyone can take the courses from that system. And after that, several other companies and schools has taken materials from the MOOC, and they have learned that model and continue to expand online learning. So let's see how it looks like MOOC. So this is the website of MOOCs. You can say it's mooc.org, and when you click in, you will find different courses. Once, for example, here, you can access more than 2,900 online courses from edX. edX is a company which is part of MOOC. You can also directly go to the edX.org website. The difference between edX and MOOCs is completely free, and edX has some kind of charge. It's not real fees, but they charge you some money, around $1,000 for a course. So these are the kind of courses which is given under the edX. So the difference between the courses you take from edX and the courses you take from universities themselves, like Harvard or any other universities, including our university, you can take courses which are part of your master's degree program, but the companies will not give you. edX, for example, will not give you the degree. This is called micro masters. So when you take a micro master course, you take the actual courses from this site, but you can get your degree from some other university, and you have to supply the evidence that you took some courses from the micro master program from edX, and then you will be given some exemption for that courses, which means credit will be counted towards your master's or degree program. So that's how MOOCs or edX has transformed the history of online learning. So let's go to the other important section. So you can see the background and the history and the development of online learning from here. As you can see from the picture, it started around 2018. Of course, it has been started by 1994, but online learning in the real sense has been boomed around 2018. After that, it goes through all the way to 2012. And most important year is 2011, where the originally MOOC has been branched in several companies. Udemy is one of the very known online company today in the United States. They provide online learning for some amount of money. It's not a university actually, but it's a platform where you can get online courses and learn in any discipline. Anyone can design and anyone can learn from that. And Udacity and Coursera, they are also very known. They have the same kind of model. And the edX is also started, the one which we have been discussing at this time. And you can imagine until today, from 2012 until today, there has been tremendous changes throughout the development of online learning. So let's go to another important question. That is the recognition or accreditation of online learning. We need to ask a question. Are online courses or online degrees are equivalent with the face-to-face or traditional degrees? The answer is yes. There has been some confusion that some people think online learning or distance learning is inferior than the regular or the face-to-face learning, traditional learning, but the truth is not that. As long as you have accredited from the government or the Ministry of Education, it is accredited, it is recognized by any employers or any government bodies. Especially in the context of Ethiopia, the institution which is called HERCA, Higher Education Relevance and Quality Assurance Authority, has the accreditation program. It is the one who is in charge of checking every institutions in Ethiopia and gives them accreditation. As long as this institution has accredited any company and for any program, so that university is accredited and the degree you get from that institution is acceptable and recognized anywhere. So the only thing you need to do is, if you like to check out whether a particular university is accredited for some college or some department or program or not, you have to go to the website of HERCA. So this is the HERCA website. You can say herca.edu.it, and it gives you which institution is accredited and which institution is not accredited. So as long as you get this, there is no question of whether online learning is accredited or not. So the last one is the technical requirement. Technical requirement. We need to ask a question. Do students of online learning demand this sophisticated kind of technical skill? The answer is no. Students do not need to have sophisticated kind of technical knowledge. As long as a student is familiar with basic computers, like if he can or she can be able to work with computers or laptops, or if he or she can manipulate smartphones or iPads or tablets, they can literally learn from online learning. Some of the skills which are recommended are basic Microsoft Office skills, like Word. For example, you need to do your assignment, you need to do your paper. For all these skills, you need to have at least a Microsoft Office skills. It's good if you have some other form of skills as well, but at the minimum, that is really sufficient. Now this is the first lecture and the first part of our teaching methodology course, and next time we'll see the other part of the online course, which includes the tradition and online learning, the contrast and comparison between the two, and also we'll see the myths and facts about online learning, and finally we'll see how examination or online examinations are done, and we conclude the first chapter. And thank you very much for listening. If you have questions, we'll be discussing through the forum. And that's all for today. Thank you very much.